Good morning, my name is Sarah. I live in the UK and I discovered the carnivore community back in 2014. So I've been watching these people for 10 years now and I've seen a lot of their content, a lot of the stories they put about, and quite frankly, I think it's very shocking what I've heard over the last 10 years. It makes for quite shocking viewing, doesn't it? So why do I hate the carnivore diet? I personally hate the carnivore diet because it sheds a light, doesn't it? It sheds a bit of beacon of light, and it's a bit like a whistleblower, if you like, and nobody likes a whistleblower, right? Everyone hates the whistleblower. I work in a school with small children. Everyone's scared of the whistleblower, and the carnivore diet, as it seems, as it appears, is a bit of a whistleblower. And what is it blowing the whistle on? Well, it seems to be blowing the whistle on lies and corruption and misinformation, botched science and BS that we've been subjected to for 50 years plus. That's uncomfortable, right? Everyone hates the whistleblower. I hate a whistleblower. But what about these stories that we're hearing? What about these stories? Because we're hearing it over and over again, the same things. And it is worrying that these people are allowed to make all this content and say things like, eating the carnivore diet healed my diabetes. Eating the carnivore diet calmed down my cancer. It's a shock. But I tell you who really hates the carnivore diet. The people who really hate the carnivore diet, even more than me, are the people who are supposed to take care of us. The government. Big pharma, big food, big agri, the scientists. They hate carnivore more than me. And they are right to hate it. They should hate it. But who's the mouthpiece for all these people? MSM, that's the mouthpiece, right? They're going to help us understand the real truth about how harmful carnivore is for us, because we need to know that these tens and hundreds of thousands of stories that I've seen over the last 10 years, how do we know they're right? But MSM, mainstream media's got a solution for that. They're going to help us understand the real truth. I think it's right that the mainstream media should put us right. We shouldn't be listening. Should we be listening? Should we be listening to tens and hundreds of thousands of stories that say the same thing? Or should we just listen to the mainstream media? Let's see the articles that they're putting out on our behalf to help us make a decision as to whether to do the carnivore diet or not. These articles have all been written within the last couple of months. Let's have a look. The carnivore diet is going viral for all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. Expert warns that some people need to avoid new carnivore diet trend. Doctor warns against meat-heavy, veggie-less carnivore diet. It could lead to heart issues and dementia. Dietitians agree. Steer clear of the carnivore diet. Trendy carnivore diet can give you scurvy, heart disease, and even a form of cancer. Nurse warns. I think we need to listen to this nurse. She sounds like she knows exactly what she's talking about. And alarming side effects of carnivore diet as man left with heart issues. So they're on our side, right? The mainstream media are on our side. They're letting us know that the carnivore diet is so dangerous. Yeah. But I think the reason I hate the carnivore diet is because it does shed a light. It shines a beacon on all the lies and corruption that we've been subjected to over the last 50, 60 years, and it makes you cross. I found out about the carnivore diet in 2014, and I spent the next 2 years being angry. And it was the carnivore diet that set off this anger in me. So the carnivore diet must be the boogeyman, right? It was that made me cross, because now I'm seeing all these people wandering around, sad, broken, lining up for medications, dying at 20, 30, 40 years earlier than they should be. And the naughty carnivore diet is shedding a light on all that and saying, do you know what? Actually, we think there's lies, corruption, misinformation, botched science, and BS floating around among us. And this is actually a big worry. But this is not the only thing that the carnivore diet can shed a light on. This is not the only reason you could hate the carnivore diet. I hate the carnivore diet because it shed a beacon of light over my habits, rituals, my comfort eating, my addictions, my my life in general. It shed a light over how I deal with my life, how I cope with my stress. That's uncomfortable. Back in the spring, I had one almighty epiphany, and it was the horrible carnivore diet that helped me realize that there's some things I need to sort out in my life. It wasn't easy changing my job and leaving a job where everyone liked me for my health. It wasn't easy saying I'm never going to comfort eat ever again, even if life gets really, really difficult. It wasn't easy when I realized that when there were difficult times, I would have to just ride it out, not numb myself down. And at that point, I really hated the carnivore diet. Was it easier before? In some ways, yes. In some ways, it was easier. Though it does concern me how people are wandering around these days thinking that the body is just literally, the human body's forgotten how to work. The human body's just completely forgotten how to work now. It has no idea how to work. And all these cancers are just by chance. So all these genetic cancers are just all happening just like that. Heart disease is just happening just like that. Everyone's body's just completely packed up. If they are correct in the assumption that the human body has just packed up and forgotten how to work, that's a big concern, because we're all going to be dead in 50 years if that's the way it's going to go. Because we went from 1 in 4 to cancer, 1 in 3 to cancer, 1 in 2 to cancer, then it's going to be 2 in 3, then it's going to be 3 in 4, and then it's going to be 4 in 4, unless we do something. But the carnivore diet did shine a light on my insecurities. Example, I've had to cut down my hours at work because I hate a day at work. And normally, the old Sarah would have just comfort eaten through that. I'll just comfort eat on that hard day. I'll have a treat lunch. I'll have a treat dinner. But no, the carnivore diet said to me, you've got to ride that out now. You can't have a treat lunch, a treat tea. You can't have jelly beans in your pocket. You're going to have to ride that out now. And in that moment, I hated the carnivore diet. Okay, so now if I can't do that, I'm going to have to change my life. I'm going to have to rearrange my life, or just ride out some discomfort. For some people, the carnivore diet is hateful because it helps them understand how much of a life they had that was completely surrounded by food. And now there's a void. My mother didn't want to hear about keto or carnivore because she knew that by doing it, she wouldn't then have that opportunity to eat all the goddamn day long on her treat food, and it would stop. And then there'll be a void and loads of boredom. And, I'm going to have to find new things to do now. That's uncomfortable. That's why some people might hate it. Why might other people hate it? Well, maybe it's because they listen to the mainstream media. But it can be hateful, can't it? It's shining a light. And then another way that the carnivore diet shines a beacon of hateful light. In my old job, I used to sit in the staff room and sit there with either some hot water or a black coffee whilst everyone around me eating treat food. Now, the carnivore light, the beacon, is shining a light on their behaviour. They would rather you weren't in the room. They want to be able to keep going with their addictions. They don't want you in there. And then you've got the painful reality of your social life's going to go down the shitter. Because now you don't really want to go anywhere. People are not going to invite you anywhere. I wouldn't have even been invited on that Christmas party that I'm turned down if they'd known I'd only eat meat. They would have said, well, Sarah won't want to come. She only eats meat. Which is a shame. It was an easy decision, but it was also a hard decision. I'm in a new job. I could probably do with having a party with these people, and now I won't be. So I still won't know any of them. So they'll still be strangers. And I've made that choice for my health, and that was a hard decision. But in that moment, there was that kind of 5% hatred towards the carnivore diet. If I'd never found out about it, I'd be going out enjoying myself, having a party. Do I really hate the carnivore diet? No, of course I don't. It's our proper human species appropriate diet. It is the way we should be eating. So of course I'm going to 95% love it, because I've had loads of health benefits from it, because it's given me hope. I have no hopelessness, no helplessness. I'm not going to be the one walking around thinking, I hope I don't get dementia. I know there's a vastly reduced chance of getting cancer because I'm not having seed oils or toxic sugar and glyphosate every day. I watched a brilliant ranting video this morning by Kerry from Homestead How, and he's ramping up the glyphosate message as well. Something I don't really talk about much in my videos and probably should talk more about. Because we've got our eye pinpointed on the sugar, the glucose, but it goes worse, doesn't it? Because all those foods that we're eating that have the sugar in, it's not just the sugar. It's the seed oils. It's the glyphosate. It's the hyper-processing fake chemical ingredients that's going in there that in America, they're not worried about at all. It's really shocking. Really, really shocking. We've got the old expression that we use, a moment on the hips. It doesn't just go to the hips though, does it? This food causes inflammation. Calories in, calories out, calories in, calories out. What about the inflammation that's all over the whole entire body, causing hell? The seed oils that are getting under your skin, causing most likely probable skin cancer in the future. Then we're putting more seed oils on our skin in the form of sun cream. But there's still that 5%, and we're really mostly talking about the 5%, and that is how it's shining a light. And how I spent 2 years really angry, and I've had to get used to that now. If you're going to be in the carnivore community for the rest of your life, you kind of have to get used to the fact that you can't save everyone, you can't help everyone, and that's bad too. But you get used to it. You do get used to it. When I do these videos, I'm hoping that I can save just one person. If just one person takes any notice of what I'm saying, that's amazing. Is it hard to give up the comfort eating and the habitual eating and the ritual eating? Not as hard as you might think. Yes, the first 30 to 60 days are a bit hellish, but you can get past it. You can get to a point where your body is screaming for meat. And to speed up this process, I believe, keep telling yourself you want the meat. Keep telling yourself you want the meat. We have to get away from these seed oils and the sugars and the refined carbs and the artificial chemicals and the glyphosates. The only way to really, really, truly get away from all of those things is to purchase a grass-fed cow from a local rancher, have it locally from a rancher who understands that animals shouldn't be pumped full of things, and then drinking sparkling water, spring water rather, sparkling or still, from a glass bottle. And I believe that way, the Lion Diet, grass-fed beef, from a local rancher is probably the way to go, but we can't all afford it. So I think even just doing any form of carnivore is going to extend our lives, get rid of health problems, give us hope, and stop us from going down in that terrible, terrible ditch that humanity seems to have gone down. In the US, they say it's 12% that are metabolically healthy, but it's probably less than that by now. In the UK, they say it's 25% that's metabolically healthy, but that's probably gone down by now. And these people think that we're crazy. These people think that we're the crazy ones. They don't want to invite us. We're the lunatics. But we're not on any medication. I'm nearly 49 now. My big 50 birthday that I'm really looking forward to is not that far away now. We're looking at 13 months away, and I'm going to have a big party. And I'm hoping that I'm going to invite some people along that hate the carnivore diet more than me, And maybe they can see how well I'm doing and think, maybe the mainstream media is the lying scumbag that we think it is. Which is amazing to me, because everyone seems to think that the mainstream media exaggerates and lies. But only about certain things. Only about some things, you know. I think they lie about everything. My philosophy in life is to do the complete and utter polar opposite of what the government and mainstream media say. If they say panic about something, I'm not going to. If they say eat more of something, I'm going to eat less of it. If they say eat more of something, if they say inject yourself in the arm with something for granny, say I'll take my chances with my own immune system, thank you very much. Bite me. But yeah, back to the original thumbnail. The thumbnail is going to be why I hate the carnivore diet, and I think it's because everyone's scared of a whistleblower. The MSM are obviously getting very nervous of the whistleblower, and I think it's shining the light on all of humanity, including the people that are mostly though, the people that are supposed to be looking after humanity, which is why we need a healing humanity documentary, which is why I'm even though sometimes I wonder how much it's going to be silenced and stopped and try to be stopped, I am in 100% support of a healing humanity documentary, and I hope we smash it. And I'm going to keep sending money over to that. I'm going to the healing humanity. Ooh, there's a new word. I'm going to the Healing Humanity Carnivore Conference in Kent in a couple of weeks with my new hoodie on, and I am going to be proud and I'm going to be loud. And when I do finally get the weight off, my body finally decides it's going to heal itself and drop the weight, which it will, because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be going out with my t-shirt that says, I eat only meat, ask me why. And I'm going to wear it proud. And I don't care who doesn't like it. And I don't care who are the vegans get their noses rubbed in it. Don't care. And if I ever do get sacked on my last day, I'll wear it into work just to let people know that this is how I eat. This is how I got thin. This is how I stay healthy. This is how at nearly 49, I don't have any medications. I expect at 50 to still not be on any medications, whereas most people I know are on at least one. I can't think of anyone that isn't on at least one of some sort. I do feel lucky that I was overweight, because as Charles Washington said, it's the lucky ones that get fat. And the reason he says that is because there are a lot of very, very slim people around at the moment. Particularly in the UK, we do have quite a lot of normal sized people who are really, their bodies are not functioning well at all. I'm proud of the fact that I gave up artificial contraception 20 years ago. But it was partly because I got fat that I stopped that, because the doctor wouldn't let me on it because I was too heavy. Now, I'm actually delighted that I was too overweight for it for 10 years, because that means I can proudly say I've not taken the pill in 20 years, which means I'm on no medication of any description, of any sort, and I plan that to be the way it's going to be forever, just like my grandmother. So yeah, I think people should hate the carnivore diet. I think. But they should hate the people that hate it more. When you get articles like these, ask yourself, why are they writing these articles? Why are they trying to shut up these shocking carnivores who are sending out these stories? I don't hate the carnivore diet at all. I think it's brilliant. I think it's our proper species human diet. I know this is a little bit clickbaity, and I don't care. Because whatever it takes to let people know about the lies, corruption, botched science, misinformation and BS that we've been subjected to for 50 to 100 years. And it needs to stop right now. And we all need to be eating more fatty meat and getting well. I'm not going to edit this at all. I'm just going to pop in those news articles and send it out. If you get any meat today, eat it. If you get any water, drink it. Though try and get it out of a glass bottle if you can. Because when I'm saying drink water, I do appreciate the water coming out the tap is a bit this way rather than that way. Doing your best looks different every day. Do what it takes to be healthy, happy and thriving. And thank you so much for listening, and take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, bye.